podcast dedicated to all things painless dent repair. From the latest techniques to cutting-edge tools, we dive into engaging discussions with renowned dent repair experts. Buckle up for industry success stories, tool reviews, and valuable insights from individuals who have mastered the art of eliminating dents without a trace. And now here's your hosts, dent repair gurus Ryan Shutt and Alex Kukulis.
What is going on? Welcome to another episode of the Dent Digest live show. What's up, Alex?
What's up, Ryan?
How are you?
Not much. Just getting used to 108-degree weather all week.
Oh, God. Come on now. It's snowing here, so it's fine.
What?
No, man. You know, it's like 80s. It's not that hot yet.
Yeah.
So we don't get that hot. But
Next
we do
month
have
will be-
100% humidity. So
Yeah, that's I don't think I could deal with that.
you
I was
know,
born and raised in Arizona, and it's pretty dry.
yeah, it's that's what gets you here. So
Right.
so everybody sees somehow I got banned on Facebook and put in Facebook jail today. So it's all because of the Ginger Bros won the Golden Mike Award again. So they
Yep.
put the jinx out there. So it's all their fault.
They're just jealous we have brown hair.
I had Derek reach out and he's like, I see you sent me a message, but it's gone and I can't even find your profile. And I'm like, yeah, it's gone, dude. I know. It's
Crazy.
gone, you know. So it's been a process, but we got it back. So that's whatever, you know. But the craziest thing, it was linked to my business account. You could see the business account, but I couldn't interact. Like everything,
Really?
even the messages were gone. Everything was gone. So,
Hmm.
but we got her back. We got her back.
It didn't tell you why or anything?
It says Ginger Bros.
Oh.
They said, yeah, they want their fucking mic back. They want their mic back, dude. It's all
Right.
good, you know. So, but anyway, I think tonight's show is going to be fun. It'll be a good time, good story, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, some successful people. How's your work been?
I've been busy.
Yeah,
I've been busy. My Toyota store is like, even when it's slow, I still can't be caught up, like get caught up.
yeah,
You know? So it's different for me, but it seems like everyone's still busy. All
Yeah.
the dentists in Arizona. So
I mean, same here. Dents are always busy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We're always a couple weeks out. We're still dealing with everything that happened here with that bridge. So just with the port being closed, it looks like they just started getting it open back up. So we'll see a little bit of movement there.
yeah,
But it is what it is, man.
I will say I'm getting a lot of like how do you put it? A guy texted me back, responded back to me today, like, well, last time I told my minimum was $180, and he's like, last time I had this done, it was $75, and I said, you know, I just went to Taco Bell and it was $75.
Yeah, freaking 2x4 is $50. You know what I mean? It was $8 before the pandemic. I mean, come on, man. It's
Crazy.
you know. So I don't know. It's crazy times out there. You know what I mean? We're in that weird time again to where like the interest rates are at 7 to 8%.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people are like, I'm fixing some older piece of shit cars right now. We're like, you're really gonna fix that Nissan Quest?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take your money, but
I'm-
it's just some older stuff we're fixing. So which I don't care, you know.
Yeah. It seems like I can see it. It reminds me of like 2008 right now.
Mhm.
Like just the market.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I'm
just
still
had
busy.
one of our big dealers said that they're doing a huge like price reduction for their service department.
Really?
So, which is, I mean, they're like, I don't know, they own like 130 dealers in the whole state.
Wow.
They're a big group, and yeah, they're cutting all the service prices down. So,
Yeah. It's
You
I
know.
think it's here. No one's just talking about it. I can see
Yeah.
it.
100%.
But at the same time, being into dents, like I got hired in 2008 to help a guy. You know what I mean? That's when I started. So I'm not too worried about that.
I mean, look at the pandemic. Guys are busier
Yeah.
than they ever were during the pandemic. I think
Right.
guys grew faster than they ever did in the pandemic. I took 7 weeks off and still had a freaking hell of a year.
I definitely got to my stops faster.
Yeah, no shit.
No traffic, man.
No shit. My traffic's still bad, man. It's still in that two and a
Yeah.
half hour drive each way, man. And they just raised like the tolls. So it's $27 for
To get
both
to your
ways
shop?
every day.
Wow.
So whatever.
It's
Just need to
crazy.
build that into the next repair.
Yeah.
You get any new tools?
I haven't, you know. I
Yeah.
don't have any new tools yet.
I
That
ordered a
really
bunch of
quick
new
pack
stuff.
out top. The
You were
really
talking
quick
about that.
pack out
Yeah.
top. That's my newest tool, and I love that thing. It's super thin and it's not super wide. It's what I wanted. So
I've got one coming from a new guy. So we'll
you'll
see.
like it.
Maybe I'll give him my old beater and
Keep
put that
one.
on mine. So
Yeah.
but I'll tell you, it's crazy when you have an older tech that is old technology, right? Like
Yeah.
you look at his tools, you're like, bro,
90s
what are
dent
you
guy.
what are you doing? Hey, I got my tabs. Go get your glue tabs. He comes and he's like, I got my tabs. I'm like, you got a handful of tabs, dude? That's what you're fixing cars with? He goes, yeah.
Were they the titty tabs?
No, it
Remember
was
the
like, I
titty
mean, there
tabs?
was some like dead center stuff in there and like some of those Viper tabs, some Kiko, and
I
I was
thought
like,
you were
you got a
gonna
handful? You got a handful of tabs. I got this humongous plastic cart with every tab that's ever been made
that's
on it.
crazy. I thought
So
you were gonna say the worth tabs and titty tabs. Those are like
hey,
the
I still
first two
got some
tabs
worth
that came
tabs,
out.
dude.
Yeah.
You know, there were some tabs you can't break though.
Worth tabs? Yeah, you can't break those. Those titty tabs, they didn't. Have you ever tried those
No,
from Ultra? They were horrible.
really.
Yeah, they did not work good.
We are slam packed with motorcycle stuff right now. We've
Really?
just been knocking one at like we've got 5 laid up, and then like
Mhm.
somebody will come in, it's like an emergency, and I'll charge them, be like, look, I can bump the line for an extra $150, $200. They're like, yeah, do it.
Wow.
But yeah, it's been this
What's
year's. I've done the most motorcycle tanks this year than I ever have.
Do you have a minimum for motorcycle tanks?
We start at 350,
Okay.
and I don't even give them a total. So I said, look, we start at 350, a minimum of 3 weeks, because motorcycle guys will literally call you every other day and be like, hey, is the tank done? And I
Really?
hate them. I hate tanks. They wear you out. They're hard
I'd
to work
only
on.
I would only do them if I had a shop.
You need a vise. The tank vise makes all the difference.
Yeah.
But and just some of them you have to run to Home Depot and be MacGyver and build a mount to make it fit. So a lot
I
of the
see.
stuff that Tori Jenkins makes, some of the leverage stuff works fantastic.
Hmm.
So but yeah, motorcycle tanks have been hot. Even we getting some old shit. Like I have some stuff that looked like it was hanging out with a Titanic. But it's like an old BMW tank. I mean, there's not a lick of paint on it. It's like a rusted, looks like it caught on
Really?
fire. So we're spraying it with that spot check, which is like the for body shops, so you can spray it and make it shiny, and it's
Mhm.
working out pretty well. But man, it's been a lot. We've done a lot of push the paints on those. So
Yeah. I saw Daniel Ground post a motorcycle tank a couple weeks ago of an all metal tank, but had a clear coat over it, and like your push marks look like it's cracked all the time.
oh really?
They make yeah. I thought that was really interesting. I was like, I don't know how I could sell that to someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So it was like, what was it? A
clear.
chrome tank with clear?
Yeah. So it looked all metal, but it had clear over it, and all your pushes like made marks. So
Yeah.
I was just like, how do you get paid? You know,
Yeah.
it looked off. So
Well, I mean,
but
a lot of these guys are so terrified in replacing them,
yeah,
right? Like we had one that was an insurance job, and I mean, it was a big dent in the side. It was smashed
Mhm.
in good, and we started with glue. The paint was already damaged, but I'll tell you, having Mikey at the shop, being an old body guy, like some of the tools he has,
yeah,
like him and Josh was working on it, and they were like in there, like hammer and dollying it
Yeah.
with these different tools that he has. And he's like, man, it saved me so much time.
Wow.
You know, just trying to get it to where it was just about it was roughed out really close.
Yeah.
Like very little bit of top coat and it would have been done. So
someone in here is asking how hard tanks are to fix.
They suck.
They're pretty. Yeah.
They suck.
Hurt your shoulders.
Yeah, it takes a lot of leverage.
Yeah.
You have a lot of tool slip. You know, you have to I use a lot of those get them
Lead
now
tip?
from Anson, the Fullic tips, it's like a weird material. It almost looks bamboo, clothy.
I've heard
like
the
resin.
lead tips work really good for them.
I'm scared to play with lead, dude.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. People were
Lead-
dying for
lead
years when they
poisoning?
were Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know.
So, but yeah, they're very tough with access. A lot of times they're tough. If you don't have a vise, man, I used to do them on the floor, like on a mat, and just crank and get them out. But the vise makes all the difference.
Yeah.
But it's still this hard. You know, the biggest thing with tanks, like on my end, is I do them on the evenings and nights because you need so much constant heat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always, you know, somebody's coming in, the phone's ringing, I got to deal with this, you know.
Yeah.
It's just impossible for me because it would be like heat it, make a push, get up and go do something. Heat it, make a push. I'm like, screw that. I'll just do it in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So
it would definitely be like just side work for me. Like, you know, I definitely
you could mount one of those mounts on the hitch of your truck.
I'm so busy, like I just don't need
You're scared. You're scared,
thing.
dude. Just
No,
say you're
I'm
scared
not.
if you're scared.
I'm not.
So, but yeah, tanks are brutal. They're hard on your body. And to be honest with you, I hate to say this, you know, now that I've been working with Josh more, I think on tanks, lines are better
Lines are better on tanks? Why?
because it's round, right?
Yeah.
Like with the fog, you're losing that. With the lines, I think it just keeps it closer.
Mhm.
So I'll bounce in between fog and the lines.
Yeah. If he could learn to use both, dude, it's awesome.
I think he's working on it because he's using my light a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think the lines just kind of give you a little more grace of where you are because a lot of times with tanks you're trying to find your tip. So, goddamn, Jonathan got his name changed. Did he get it changed on Facebook? I don't know if he did.
I have no idea. That's on YouTube.
That is on YouTube. He said, "Oh, Ryan's still in jail. Let me get on YouTube."
What's up, Jonathan?
So let's get our guest on and get this show rocking and rolling because I'm sure
It's gonna be a good one.
a good one. But we're ready to rock. Let's get them on. What's up, Derek and Grace?
Hey.
What's going on?
What's good in the hood?
You're looking at it, buddy.
Yeah. So let's get a little rundown on how you got into the industry, how long you've been pushing, and where you guys are from.
What are you doing? 24 years I'm on now. And I got started at CarMax, of all fucking places.
Hell
As an in-house guy. I was a lap monkey, just parking cars and putting stickers and doing inspections. And they needed another guy. And manager, he liked my work ethic and asked me if I want to go to school. And all I gave a shit about was, am I going to make more than $8 a fucking hour?
Crazy.
Yeah, and he's like, for sure. I'm like, all right, let's go. How hard could it be? I wanted to quit the first week.
Wow.
That shit's way harder than I thought it was going to be. But I was 18. So after that first week, I really picked it up and ran with it. So worked out.
Where'd they send you to school?
To a little town outside of Richmond, Virginia, to a technical college there where they had their own CarMax training.
Wow.
Yeah, they had an interior guy, an old retired interior guy who did the training, and he didn't fix dents, so he just showed you videos and put dents and fucking hoods with a golf ball. Just remember what you saw in the video and keep fixing that shit.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
I
was gonna say, I had a Dent Wizard guy in the class who was there trying to get out of being sued. So I got close to that dude, and he showed me some more better stuff that kind of helped me get through that class a little faster.
Nice.
You know how many guys have started in the PDR world that are from? I started at CarMax. I was an inventory manager at CarMax.
Oh, were you?
So that's how I saw what Paintless was, because Dave Johnson was with the Wiz, and he started coming on, and I was like, "What are these guys doing?" So, you know, there's a lot of, even Josh that works for me, he worked at CarMax. That's how he got into PDR. There's a lot of guys that started at CarMax that came in. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know a guy in Arizona that started at CarMax and then worked for Dent Wizard after.
Yeah, to actually learn how to fix dents.
Yeah.
In-house CarMax techs, man, we suck. I thought I was good. I was like, man, I'm the best. No.
Let's make them look different. It's dent different. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know how to use a reflection board or another. We had one of those fucking prehistoric neon tube things on fucking wheels.
Yeah.
It's just like an adventure set from back in the day. You remember those things?
Oh,
so
yeah.
Adventure Master Toolkit, couple neon tubes on wheels, and there you go.
I used to know a dent guy that would have a milk crate and put a tool just in the middle of that milk crate, and that was his reflection, like a dent tool.
Something, it works, right?
It worked for him.
That's some Sal shit with a piece of PVC pipe. I'm like, I look at him all the time. I'm like, I still don't get it, dude. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, how the fuck do you fix anything with a PVC pipe?
I know. He's over there building Pinocchio and fixing dents.
He's like, it's about the natural reflection, Ryan. I'm like, okay.
He'll use like the trees and all the leaves.
I mean, I do too, but the PVC pipe throws me. I can't fix shit with a PVC pipe.
He'll use it inside. I don't understand that. Like at the Dent Olympics, I've seen him using it inside.
He's just comfortable with it, I guess.
Yeah, it's given that fade around the side of the tube, I guess.
Yeah, maybe we need to design a light around that idea.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, fuck it.
So, where are you from?
I'm born and raised down here in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
Nice.
And then Grace, she is your wife.
Yeah.
So she running.
Hi.
And it's funny because the first time I met you guys, we talked about her prior job, and it was funny because
everybody.
because I was like, I used to watch this show, Miami-Dade, and I think she was like, yeah, I was on that show for a little while.
Yeah.
So you were a police officer for how many years?
27 years.
Shoo.
Long
27
time.
years. So I've been retired for 1 year now. Just over 1 year.
Retired from police work.
Yeah, you put my ass back to work.
So are you running the office for him, or what is that dynamic there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm making magic happen over there. I'm figuring it out on my own, and because he's so busy with the wholesale side of the business that I'm basically putting together the whole retail side and making it work. And we've been open a year now, and still hammering out the details, but it's going well. You know,
you're gonna keep hammering those details out because
I'm sure
it's always evolving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In this business, you're always pivoting, trying to figure out the right way to handle things.
Try to figure out anything. We don't know what the fuck is going on. It's a giant fucking blur, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're gonna figure it out as we go. Just one foot in front of the other, man.
That's it.
Right?
You know what I mean? There's no book, and everybody does everything so differently.
No, for sure. Yeah, you got to come up with your own shit. I mean, I get advice from guys like you and Toledo and Matt Moore and other local guys around here like Juan Baqueta. I'm sure I'm missing out a bunch of other people. Dave White, who really help, but you got to kind of take those ideas and kind of mold them into your own that fits your situation. You know, there's no one way to get things done. You
get an opportunity, you just got to say yes and make it work.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even when I had the idea of I should open a goddamn shop, you know, I didn't know why. I just felt like it was the next step in the evolution. I had no idea what I was doing, but if you don't just fucking go and do it, you're never going to do it. So I'll figure it out on the way, and here we are.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best part about our business, right? Like the way my wife's involved with the business, not as much as Grace, but I sat there and when I wanted to open the shop, and I was like, the worst that's going to happen is I'm going to fail at the shop and I can still go on the road. Yeah. You know, it isn't like you own a clothing company and you have $1 million worth of inventory and you bomb at your business and fail and you're stuck with this inventory, and what are you going to do now? The good thing with ours is we can figure it the fuck out.
Yeah,
Right?
that's kind of the backbone to the idea is I have all this wholesale and dealer work that will absolutely pay for this. And in my mind, I was even talking to Keith Cosentino about it last year at the seminar, because he was like, well, why open a shop if there's no hail in your area? You know, because he was obviously pondering the idea as well, because now he's got a shop. And I was like, you know, man, even if the shop isn't real profitable, but it just fucking pays for itself.
Yes.
And I don't have to come out of pocket to have this big billboard on a nice busy road and get recognized by all this extra retail clientele and insurance companies taking you seriously and having a comfortable place to work on things like motorcycle tanks that are just a fucking bear. You know, I was like, that would be worth it. If I could just not have to come out of pocket and this place pays for itself, that's worth it to me. And having that wholesale dealership income and a couple of other rock star technicians that work for me that really help keep everything together. Shout out to Andy and JD, my guys, Andy Richmond, JD Mazzarino. It was like, I have to do it.
Yeah. And now, since you've had the shop, do you feel like your credibility is stronger in your area? You know, do you feel like you, because of your presence now and you're more legit, you know, than just a truck driver on the road? How do you think your customers take you now? Do you feel like the credibility is better?
By far. I think it's almost everything. Having that storefront and a big 25-foot sign that lights up at night and people see it and drive by it. It's definitely better credibility. And we even get shops that I've never dealt with or talked to before that send customers to us, and the customers say, oh, so-and-so at this place said that you guys are the best in the business. And I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck that is, but tell them thanks. You know? All right, cool. And that happens all the time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, people just sending them our way because of physical presence and our Instagram presence and things like that. It really does legitimize you as a business.
And I think the perception is everything. You know what I mean? The perception of he's established, the brick and mortar just puts it on a different level.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we get the customers that come in and tell Grace that, like, for one, with what Grace has done with the shop, as soon as they walk in, they're already like, oh my God, this is going to be expensive, isn't it? Yeah. You know, because the shop is nice. It smells good. It's comfortable. There's snacks, there's drinks. We got, music videos going on the TV, Wi-Fi, we're very accommodating, and people freaking love that. And that also legitimizes it.
They do. It's an experience for them, which they appreciate as better than going to a body shop that's cold and just a plastic chair. But the customers actually tell me, listen, I thought about using a mobile guy, but I feel more comfortable coming here to the shop. They understand that we're not going anywhere. If something breaks, we guarantee it, we fix it. We're not just a fly-by-night company. And they really have expressed to me how much more comfortable they feel coming to this brick and mortar establishment than just picking a random person off the internet that's mobile. Yeah. And I said, you can find good people as well that are mobile, but having that shop really, like Derek said, legitimizes the business just a little bit more.
Yeah, especially, even when I was mobile, I had a reputation. I've been around a long time, but just having some tattooed guy that calls himself the fucking demon in your driveway isn't always that comforting when you know you. But when they come to the shop, it's an experience, and they feel it, and they like that. A lot of our customers say they absolutely prefer it. Yeah,
I think having a shop takes the whole like gypsy question out of it, because I don't have a shop, and sometimes I'll go to someone's house and my truck's not lettered up.
Right.
And
I ran out of business.
I can feel it, like until I start working on it.
Yeah, I only get cash.
Yeah, I only take cash.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys take credit cards?
Do we take credit cards?
Yes.
Of course, absolutely.
Okay.
Everything but check.
Some people don't. Some people don't take credit cards.
Do you take credit cards?
Me?
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah. That's most of my business.
Yeah, most of our
You have to, man.
Yeah.
With our prices, we should. People are like, I think I can only put this on a credit card.
Do you guys use any like insurance estimating, like Keith Constantino's estimating? I forgot what it's called.
Yes.
I need to learn how to do it. So this is, I'm getting into this insurance world, which I know even less about. And I have to learn how to talk to the customers and approach those types of damages in a very specific way. And I haven't figured out that formula yet. Yeah. So I definitely need to do some sort of a more training in that aspect and how to do those insurance claims properly so we can get the maximum amount of revenue for it.
Yeah.
It's a learning curve for sure.
Right. But we have used Keith's service.
Yeah.
We've spoken with Tammy, especially Grace, and Tammy's very helpful. It is a good service. I've also used at least one of my free credits, I think, with Dent Ops. That's also a good service. So those services are great for that reason. And as we are getting more into that insurance realm, I think those are great resources to have. And Grace is learning more and more how to deal with those, ask the right questions. Because sometimes you get people that come in with a large damage, hooing and hawing, and then we feel like, all right, let's try to help them out. We'll shave this down, and 50% for aluminum, we'll bring that down to 25. And then at the end of that whole fucking rigmarole, they're like, oh, well, we're just going to go through insurance. And you're like, fuck, like,
Right.
That's not the invoice for insurance. So we got to learn how to knock that out in the beginning and then not come off as people trying to get the top dollar once they say they're using insurance. So we need to ask the right questions in the beginning and get that ball moving.
I'll ask them, are you planning to pay with insurance? Did you file a claim already? And unless I'm something, no. And I'm like, okay, well, it's going to be a fairly, expensive repair. I don't know if they think I'm kidding, but they're like, yeah, don't worry about it, whatever. I do the estimate, it gets, and they're like, oh, wow. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I will use my insurance. And now I've handed them this estimate that they're going to submit to the insurance. And I'm like, great. So yes, I do need to talk to Paul Corden, and work on all of those factors and try to get this together.
And it's a fine line. You know what I mean? You have to walk that fine line of not looking like the scumbag company at the same time. You know what I mean? You have to, what do I call it? Piddly dick around. Try to really feel the customer out. And you learn the longer I've been there at the new location, I've learned to really read the customer, to really say, okay, are they going to show up for their appointment for one?
Yep.
For two, how are they going to pay? Are they, sometimes I'll get them to where like, oh, the guy that hit me is going to pay. Well, you're going to have to, after we've already done the repair.
Right. Yeah.
So,
no, you can't have that. Are you charging deposits? Because we started charging deposits because we get a ton of fucking no-shows, and I'm over it.
I'll be honest with you. The last month has probably been the worst of no-shows. Oh, yeah. And I've got a CRM set up to where it's sending a week out notice because right now we're almost 3 weeks booked.
Yeah, we have that too.
And then they're getting text alerts the day of, and like today I called a guy and I was like, hey, I was just checking to see if you were still coming to your appointment. He's like, what time? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's not uncommon, man. We have world-class fucking idiots in South Florida, I'll tell you that. And people will tell you right to your face, oh yeah, price sounds great, put me down, I'll be here in 3 days at 9:30 in the morning. And they just ghost you because they say that because they don't have to give you anything, and then they just keep window shopping. And that's just not working for us. So now that same customer will be like, yeah, put me down. I'll be here for my appointment. Okay, well, it's going to be 30% deposit and we'll see you then. Oh, wait, 30% deposit. I'll get back to you. I'll call you. They go away. They weren't fucking going to use us anyway. But shout out to Danny D. Dents. Danny D. Dents is the one that told me I should be charging the deposits. And he said it changed his business. And he was right.
Danny's a great guy.
Oh, he's the best. I love that dude.
Yeah. He's awesome. That kind of like filters out the bad customers you don't want. So
and then I tell them, it becomes at a certain point, 48 hours, it's non-refundable. If you don't give me 48 hours notice, your deposit's non-refundable. And all I can do is move your appointment one time. If I have to change your appointment twice, you got to start over. You forfeit your deposit. Let's start over.
Yeah, and even though we have a shop, we still offer mobile for the people that want it. But to eliminate those fucking tire kickers that want to waste your time, we charge a $79 mobile fee for us to come out
sense.
on top of whatever the price is. And that's due up front over the phone. You want us to come out in 2-3 days, $79 right now, and then we'll come on out. And then if they're like, okay, we're not happy with the price or whatever, they know that $79 it's ours. It's gone for our time to come out.
That makes sense.
That total sense.
Yeah, that was a little conversation I had with Gene Fetty. He also had
charge for mobile.
And that was one of them. And he's like, yeah, you should probably be charging a mobile fee because these people will waste your time. And he's dead on. They just don't care.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah, if you get a little bit of money from somebody up front, they have to face you again to get their money back. So it's going to be a lot more serious. If they do cancel, then okay, no problem, no harm, no foul. I'll refund you your money.
Yeah. You're basically filtering out the customers you don't want. Like, I'm busy, so I don't want the $75 customer. Like, I had one today.
Sure.
It's a $100,000 car. He wanted me to fix his dent for $75. I was like, cheapest item is $180. You want me to drive to you?
Yeah, no, we don't entertain that shit no more, man. It ain't worth it. And when we're at the shop and we have a complex repair that's coming in, that's going to take 4, 5, 6 hours. And now I have one of my top technicians blocked off for that amount of time. I mean, he's basically planning on being at the shop for the day. So we set up nothing else. These people just don't care. They just don't show up and they don't answer the phone. So deposits will eliminate that.
Yeah, I swear some people think we're just sitting on a couch waiting for them to call.
All the
Everybody
time.
thinks
It's like
that's every one of my dealers.
Yeah. I mean, even customers. I mean, I had a guy with a Volvo. I talked to him 2 weeks ago, and I wanted photos. That's one thing that I'll do, at least for some mobile stuff. I'm like, send me some photos to even see if it classifies. Like, I'm not wasting our time.
Prerequisite, yeah.
So 2 weeks ago, I get an email this morning. His car's been at one of the body shops that I service, and he's like, hey, my car's going to be finished at the body shop tomorrow. Can you go out and do the dent and da-da-da? I'm like, no. He's like, what do you, today? He was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I talked to you 2 weeks ago to get photos. You just sent me the photos.
Yeah.
You want me to go tomorrow? No.
No.
Well, you're not open Saturdays? No, we're not. Like, it is what it is, man. Like,
See, we're even open Saturdays. We try to be pretty accommodating. We got a good schedule.
I push these guys. So we're a lot of guys. I mean, I left there at 8 o'clock last night. So a lot of guys are working late, you know what I mean? Getting stuff done. So if they want Saturdays, if they want to work, if Josh is like, hey, I'm booking some Saturday shit, then we'll load it up. But
Saturday is a good day for us because that's just when a lot of people are free and we'll actually get a lot of walk-in traffic. And one good way around that is we'll rotate technicians on Saturday. That way everybody is working one Saturday a month. Yeah. And it's not a big deal. And everybody knows ahead of time. So Grace here, she schedules it out and everybody knows. And as well, I guarantee my guys some money for showing up in case nothing happens if we don't have anything booked. But we are trying to grab the walk-ins because we get a ton of walk-ins on Saturday. So just so it's not a waste of everybody's time, I'll guarantee them some money for showing up. And we usually do get a good amount of work on Saturdays and it's been fruitful.
Nice.
Sounds like you have an awesome team.
I do.
Sounds like you have a great team, man.
Yeah, I have my two main guys, like I was saying, Andy and JD, and then I have a couple other part-time people that come in on an as-needed basis and fill in when we need some help. Shout out to the Dent Queen, Lynn Monroe. She works with us as well. She's been excellent, and a lot of people like her as well. We get clients that ask for her. And yeah, everybody at our shop that's a member of our team, we're all family. And we all got each other's back. And if somebody needs a day off, someone else will cover. And we'll go back and forth with, okay, hey man, I took care of you last time. I need you to do a favor for me on this one. It's my birthday, or the wife's got something going on, and it always works out.
It's a cool dynamic when you can step back as an owner and see your team working together, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're seeing everybody do something, and the interaction of the team. It's really fun to watch. That's what I've enjoyed this year, was really sat back and I was like, this is pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, no, it's great. And you as an owner and the boss, if you can't show up to work for a day for whatever reason, your team's got it, and that's a great fucking feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ryan doesn't even show up to work anymore. He's always on the beach.
Yeah, I have. To be honest with you, it's been an adjustment for us here just because of the commute. You know what I mean? Because my ride went from like 40 minutes to 2.5 hours.
Oh, nah,
So,
fuck that.
you know, it's been a little bit of an adjustment there. And then
All because of that
It's-
bridge.
I've been taking Fridays, and the team has just been handling it.
on the
So
That's funny.
That's our hairless pussy Darwin. He likes to.
Don't mind that.
hell yeah.
He's about to do some
What's his-
destruction.
Yeah.
What's his name? Darwin?
Yeah.
Darwin.
Darwin?
Like from
Cool.
what is that? What movie is that name from? There was a what the
Well, it's
hell
after
name is it?
Charles Darwin, the evolutionary biologist.
There was a movie with a hairless cat, and it was named Darlin. Oh, let me think about it for a little bit. It'll come up.
Okay.
So, do you do any other services at your place, or is it
We
just
don't.
strictly?
Yeah, we don't right now. Right now, we are 100% PDR. We just had our 1 year anniversary last week. It kind of quietly went by. We didn't post anything or say anything, but you know, we're still learning how to be in a retail location, be in the shop. We're still living in it. So I want to add services, you know, in the future. I just want to make sure our feet are set with PDR first and kind of build our presence before I just start throwing things in there. Plus, I've got to make sure the location is right for that. Because right now I don't have climate control, so there's certain things I really shouldn't be doing there.
Yeah.
And then if I add it, because I have gigantic fucking 16 or 18 foot ceilings, whatever the hell they are, they told me it was like $20,000 to AC this place. That's not even mine. So at least, so I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. So we'll see. I'm still mulling that around to what services make sense to add for this specific location and how to kind of go about it. So I'm learning.
Makes sense.
There's a question from Jacob in here. It says, do you feel like you have a greater edge as a PDR company with a shop compared to strictly mobile? I don't have a
Yes.
shop, so that's all you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Just for all the reasons we mentioned earlier, the
Yeah.
legitimization of it and people taking you more seriously and people thinking that you're not just going to, you know, meet them at their house, do something and leave. And if something goes wrong, you know, they might not be able to get a hold of you. Our shop's open. We got hours.
Yeah.
You know, we can be held accountable. And then
Right.
again, too, with the insurance stuff, insurance companies are much more apt to send you work because you
Yes.
have a brick and mortar location. And we get a lot of those nice big jobs and the bigger fish, you know, the customers that have chauffeurs that bring you their rides and stuff, you know, they don't want you at their gated mansion, you know, they want to be able to bring their car to a legitimate shop. And it also enables you to work with other shops in the area.
Yeah.
You know, whether they're detail shops or PPF shops or, you know, body shops, even, you know, things like that.
I know
I
a
feel good.
I know a detail company in Arizona that he will go pick up like high-end cars, like his customers, just go pick them up at their house with his trailer and bring their car to his shop and then drop it back off.
That's a nice concierge
That's
service.
Yeah,
I
right
know. I was
there.
like, that's pretty slick.
That's pretty
Huge
gangster.
liability,
You
though.
know?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
charge
it's a huge
premium.
liability.
Well, if you're doing that, you better have the right insurance. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Just need to note this. I've got a ton of people commenting on Facebook.
Uh-oh.
Facebook comments aren't showing up yet, so sorry. It is what it is.
I thought you were
We're working
banned
through
on
it.
Facebook. I
We're
thought the
working
Ginger
through it.
Bros took you off Facebook, right?
They did, man. It's there's a shit ton of comments and it's just not showing up. So sorry, guys.
They're sending Big Bird to take you out.
But I do feel like our mobile, like for our body shops that are in the area, running around has gotten, you know, is not as much as it was. Like it's slowed down on that end, but because I think they're just giving our cards out more. I think they're like, hey, go see Ryan. He's down here off of this road. I think that's been our biggest change in our business, you know,
Yeah,
because
we
we
get
were
that
really
too.
running. And I feel like they're always calling and said, hey, we need more cards. Hey, we need more flyers. Or, hey, we,
Yeah.
you know, so I think that is a change in that with having a shop compared to mobile. But I think it helps with the insurance companies too. I really do with them when they come in the shop, or even if like I did an Allstate hail estimate with an iPad and we're going around the car, which whatever you want to call that, a half-ass estimate that they want to write. And he's like, wow, your lighting really shows off the dents, you know. So really, I feel like the insurance companies feel a little more comfortable when it's there.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. Even we've had a couple of adjusters come by and they're like, "Oh wow, it's a nice shop," you know,
Mhm.
and they see that we're serious.
Yeah.
And just like you mentioned, you know, instead of running around, they give out your card. That's also good because when I was mobile and I show up to the body shop, it's more of, all right, well, what price are you going to give me so I can mark it up to my customer? Well, that's
Yes.
gone when they pass out your card to say go to the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like
Yeah.
that.
Well, and you're doing the repair for them, so you're really not growing your business at that point, right? You're getting money, but that customer had their dent repaired at Caliber Collision, not at the Dent Demon.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And that's
So-
right. It takes away from your business and your branding.
Yeah.
Have
Sure.
you guys both have a shop and you deal with more adjusters than I ever do. And like Paul Corden Price group, the Facebook group, I see a lot of guys like always fighting insurance adjusters. Like, do you guys ever like try and befriend them, like work with them a little bit to like, you know, have a relationship, or is it just like this is it or nothing? And you
I
fight.
guess that would be directed more towards me because I'm always at the shop. I've only really had to deal with maybe 2 adjusters at this point that come to the shop. Everything else has been via the phone or, you know, in pictures. And I try to be nice with them. I have no reason to not be nice. But I do understand. I've heard nightmare stories. Of course, they're trying to get their money and, you know, but I haven't had bad interaction as of yet. So,
Yeah.
And the interaction that I did have with this adjuster, we didn't meet on pricing, but then the customer made his complaints and everything to the right people, and we finally got paid what the estimate was. So, and I didn't need to get into it with him, but I'm sure going forward, I'll be met with some, you know, some conflict. Yeah. Just haven't had the time yet.
I think befriending some of these adjusters makes your life easier. You know, I have a lot of really good adjusters in my area that I've been friends with for a long time. So they'll come in and be like, "What do you got, Ryan?" And I, you know, give them the estimate or circle the damage, or, you know, we just did a hail car that we circled all the damage. It was a State Farm claim, and it rained because it sat there for like a week and a half before they came out. And he just went off my photos off Mobile Tech RX, you know, when we took all the photos and submitted it. So building those relationships with those adjusters is huge. But you're still going to get some that are like, we're just going to put a hood on it. And I just look at them and say, well, the bad part is the car's here and I'm not a body shop. I don't buy parts. I fix them. So how do we work this out? You know, can we put an extra $150, $200 on this panel to make this hood work? Like, can we work this out somehow?
Yeah, there's always a way.
You know, so a lot of it's just your dialogue and handling the adjuster from go. But sometimes, I mean, I had State Farm the other day fight me on double markups on something. I'm like, okay, well, pay me more on oversize. You know, let's work together here.
Yeah, you always want to work with those guys. I mean, it doesn't pay to be a dick to them. You're not going to get anywhere. It's just,
some of them are really like just bad egg. There's always like 1 out of 10. But
there's no way around that too.
Yeah, I watched my dad owned a body shop. I grew up in a body shop, and I watched my dad have all these adjuster friends. He never was slow. He wasn't a DRP shop. He just made friends with all the adjusters, and you know, if they didn't see eye to eye, they'd figure out how to give them the makeup for it and be like $200 off or $300 off. They just figured it out, you know?
Right. Yeah. What was that? Atlantic PDR wants to know what's in my glass. Blanton's Gold Edition, baby. And what's up, Brandon?
So have you got any new tools lately?
I've gotten so much new shit that it is also a fucking blur. I don't even know what I have in my shop. You know how many times I've ordered the same damn tool and then I go to put it away and I'm like, oh, I already fucking had it. Like, I don't even realize.
I've done that.
Yeah, and I just recently had to put in a fat order after our training with Bryce, me and Andy. So we ordered some more stand liner stuff and some more ultra stuff and just so much shit. Like specifically, there's nothing that really stands out. Well, maybe the new Pull Dog too. We just got that. That thing's badass slide hammer. I love that thing. I've had the Pull Dog 1 for years. I've been using it
Yeah.
for I don't know, like 8 years now or something. Great slide hammer, and the new one's also fucking awesome. It's dope.
Now, is a spring inside of it?
Yes, yeah, you don't even see it. Everything's encased in that sexy hunk of metal that they've designed. It's a piece of art.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah, she didn't know what the hell it was.
I didn't know he ordered it. It was sitting there, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah, I was like, is this a dent tool? Is this a sex toy? What is this thing? No, it's pretty well made. It is a piece of art. I recommend it to anybody. It's got a great all round weight to it. It's still adjustable like the Pull Dog 1 with the tension and everything, and it's also capable of hammering out. If you smack it forward, you've got an attachment you can put on it, and you can put like knockdown tips on it if you want to hammer something from the inside out by using the slide hammer.
That's nice.
Where can you get it?
I ordered mine from Dentcraft.
Dentcraft?
Yeah, like when I was training with Bryce, he said he'd never used a slide hammer like the Pull Dog, and I was talking about it. I was like, let me go get it. So we start using it while we're doing that nasty roof rail smash.
Yeah.
That Andy was working on, and Bryce is like, yeah, let's use the Pull Dog. Let's see what this spring tension's about. And it worked amazing, like they do. Anybody who has one knows. And Bryce was like, holy shit, this thing's amazing. I gotta get one of these. So that's when we looked it up and saw that Dentcraft had the version 2 out. So we both ordered it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Cool. How was that the week at Bryce?
That was pretty awesome. Maybe not so awesome for my tech Andy, because he had to do all the freaking work. I was just like Bryce's little assistant running around soaking up all the knowledge and information, because it's pretty complicated if you got 2 guys doing stuff there. And Bryce doesn't like to do that. He prefers a one-on-one. So me being cool with Bryce, because I love Bryce. Shout out to Bryce. He made me a deal to where I could come and be the fly on the wall and absorb everything if he got to do the one-on-one with my guy Andy. And Andy did phenomenally. Amazing how capable that guy is. And a lot of people don't know about him. He's low on the radar. He's a real quiet, calm, humble guy, much like Bryce. But working with Bryce was an experience. And if anybody has a chance to do it, I recommend it.
It's true 12-hour day.
Is that all you had to do? You got lucky.
I did 12 hours a day.
I think that last Friday we were there. We didn't leave the shop till like 10:30 at night. We had to pivot 3 different places we were going to go for dinner because they kept closing.
That's funny.
Working on the panel, he whacked twice with a fucking sledgehammer. That was no fun.
The last day when I was doing my last dent, his dad brought us like fish dinner. It was awesome. But we just ate dinner and kept working.
Yeah. What the fuck is Brandon saying? F-bomb totals up to 293. It's way higher than that, Brandon. You gotta do better with your fucking clicker, buddy. This is why I'm not allowed on the Ginger Bro show.
Oh shit. See, they saw you were coming on. They were like, "We're gonna fuck Ryan's show up. Let's report him for like."
Like, get him off Facebook. Fuck him.
That's hilarious.
I love it.
Oh my god.
Andy Patrick too. Shout out.
What's one tip that you would put out for someone that's trying to open up a retail shop coming from mobile?
What's a tip? Oh man, if you're on the fence about it, I think my main tip is, as I mentioned earlier, is to just fucking do it. Stop thinking about it and just do it. Especially if you've already got a mobile establishment, because you've already got some sort of you got a client base already. There's going to be people that are excited about it, and I think you can only grow by doing it. Just be smart with your money and do it slowly, but one foot in front of the other. You got to just do it. If you keep thinking about it, you're going to be behind the fucking 8 ball every time.
But I think the first step of that is have some clientele.
Oh, for sure. Like you said, if they're already coming from a mobile base and they have clientele, for sure. If you're just starting in the business and you're a rookie, you need to stay out there on those lots and sweat your balls off with your little fucking umbrella and harden up like the rest of us, because this is not an easy business.
No,
not at all. So if you've put in your time and you're a mobile guy who's been doing this 10 plus years and you're thinking maybe it's not time to open a shop, then you're thinking you're probably right. Do it.
Yeah.
You got to
do market research.
Yeah, for sure.
Do your research in the area that you want to be figure out where most of your clientele is. You know, that's why I drive 45 minutes. Well, 2 hours now, but it used to be 45 minutes.
And that sucks. I drive 15 minutes.
Because of
That's
clientele,
awesome.
you know, the clientele's there. So everybody's like,
Yeah.
why would you do it all the way down there? And I'm like, the business was built there. You know, it was just.
I got a question for both of you. How many Google reviews did you guys have before you opened the shop?
None.
Not on Google.
No.
No,
Over 200.
I didn't advertise. I didn't
opened it?
even want people to leave me reviews. I didn't put myself on Google because, for one, I'd have to put my home address. And I've already heard nightmare stories of people knocking on your house door while you're having dinner for dent repair.
Yes.
You know? So I think I had like 4 Facebook reviews from a couple of fucking people that just wanted to find a place to leave me a review. But that was it. I had no Google presence whatsoever.
And I think it definitely matters.
You had
know what I mean?
100, Ryan, you said?
I had 200 and something.
200 before you opened a shop?
And then we had, when I moved locations, so I had my original shop and then I was moving everything over to the new shop during the pandemic, and it wiped everything out. It was like it vanished, and nobody from India, where Google is now, could help me, you know? So it kind of sat, Matt Boyette's web guy that I've been using, Adam, we worked on this thing day in and day out for months, trying to figure out why it did it and what it did it. And then just out of the blue, it kind of popped and we were back. But
yeah, I remember all that.
It was crazy times, man.
Yeah. When you were talking about that, I didn't realize how important the reviews were. I was like, so fucking what? Now I'm like, oh my God, if I lost my review.
And I just got slayed on Yelp. I mean, the worst review I've ever had.
Oh,
and
really?
it's this unrealistic situation. You know what I mean? And I was never going to make them happy. And it was just one of the things. Yelp's not big. Yelp's not big in this area. So I don't really put a lot to it. I just kind of.
West Coast Yelp is huge. Like, in Arizona and California, it's huge. But like, people use Yelp as like a bargaining tool. Like, they're like, I've had people say, I'll leave you a bad review on Yelp if you don't do it cheaper. And I was like, well,
catch me if
Yelp.
you can, Mov.
You know, see you later. Bye.
Fuck you from me.
Yeah,
I hope you put it on Yelp.
You're definitely getting the bird.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. We just put ourselves on Yelp, but I'm not really doing much with it right now. We've been open a year as of last week, and we have over 150 5-star reviews on Google right now, 160 maybe, something like that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So I'm waiting for the real shitty review because one, I know my pricing is going to get me with one of these cheap fucks. It's just going to happen where they're going to be like, don't do business here. They wanted an arm and a leg for such a small dent. I was only hit by a Honda, you know. Yeah. Whatever nonsense they're gonna fucking say. I see that all the time. Like, how can you leave a review and it be legit and you never even do business with them? You just didn't like their price.
The good thing with Google is they'll work with you to remove things like that. You know what I mean? Unrealistic reviews. Yelp is like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm still not helping you.
And I'll say,
we're gonna hide 43 of your reviews because they're not Yelpers.
Google did hide some reviews in the beginning when we first opened, so I don't know if it was just confused that we were a new business on Google or what. But I had a couple legit customers leave very nice 5-star reviews. You know, wrote some nice things, and it just would not fucking show up. I'm like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, it's a fine line, man. It's. I used to like that. I used to think I would lie by it. Like if I got a bad review, it'd be like, oh my God, my business is gonna go out of business. You know. Now I'm just like, we've got 395 5-stars on Google, and I got 50 Yelps and 1 4-star. You know, or whatever, dude. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's terrible though. I feel like I almost need 1 or 2 shit reviews just to
you do
keep it real.
For real. You know? Like, everything's 5-star, which is great. I don't want anything less than 5-star, but I'm sure some people look at it with one eyebrow going, you got all your fucking friends leaving you reviews? Like, somebody's got to be unhappy about something.
And I think that when they're more personal, you know, when they're in there and they're like, oh, Gracie was so great at the office and Derek did I think that helps. And then your personal response makes a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah. We respond to everything. And Grace, everybody mentions Grace. She's so pleasant to deal with. And she
compared to the two of us.
Yeah.
Well, and she dealt with the scum of the earth for 20 some years. So
exactly. So she's an expert at dealing with these morons. you know, but we do have some amazing customers that are a pleasure to work with. And they say the nicest things about Grace and our shop and the work that the team did. And I really appreciate those reviews. And that's another good thing about having a business is when people recognize your effort publicly for everyone
100%.
else to,
Yep.
you know, it really makes it worth it. Because when I started this shit, it was expensive. I want to say, okay, this is a leased location that I completely renovated from, you know, the floor up. And I put about 80 grand into someone else's fucking building. And I got some people tell me how crazy I am for that. Like, why would you do that? Just paint the walls and put a desk. Yeah, but that's not me. That's not the experience I want for my customers. So the money I put into this place, to me, is worth it. And when the people talk about it in the reviews and let everyone else know and say how wonderful of a place this is, it really makes me feel good about everything I did. And it makes me feel like I did it right.
It's all about the experience.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're trying to get a premium. You know, you're not taking your Mercedes to the Hyundai dealer.
No.
Right.
So,
you pay enough for the repair. You should have a nice experience while you're doing
Yeah. Even Mike Toledo and Joe Garcia over at Evo, shout out to those guys. Love you guys. You know, they said themselves on their podcast that what the Dent Demon is doing is creating an experience for the customer. And he hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what we're doing. We want people to come in and price be secondary once they deal with us. You know, we want them to be comfortable. We want them to know that the work is going to be world class and that their vehicle is safe with us. I mean, we have a Porsche GT3 RS in the shop right now. I'm sure people saw it on the story I posted, right? That's a $500,000 car.
Oh,
Everybody's going to leave that in your shop, you know? Yeah. So the reputation is doing its thing in our area. So I think it's only going to get better for us, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think you're doing an amazing job at getting the customer you want.
Yes.
It seems like you guys have that figured out.
Well, we're getting, you know, especially with social media and everything, and one post that, you know, somebody posts something leads to another, and now the ball is really rolling. And so we get a lot of referrals and recommendations and a lot of repeat clients now. So that's really, really been beneficial to us to have them have that good experience that we talked about, recommend us and that experience, you know, to somebody else, and they just keep coming in and calling. So that's really good.
Yeah. And I can tell you, I do want to give a shout out to Apple with their newest update on the phones to where it's giving the customer name. Like when they call, it'll say Derek Kessler, and you're answering the phone and you're like, "Hey, Derek, how you doing? This is Ryan from RPS. How can I help you?" And they're like, "How'd you know my name?"
Maybe
it's made a difference. It's made a difference.
Sure.
Just be like, I know everything.
Even some of our higher end customers that, you know, we do like a VIP program with a metal business card. You spend most of the time, if they spend over $10,000, they get this card. It's lifetime 15% off, and I'll put their number in the phone. And every time they call, I'm like, "Hey, James, how you doing?" He's like, "Man, how do you remember my name?"
Yeah, I like that you do that.
It's that personal touch that really makes a difference, because as soon as you do that, they're already spending more money.
Yeah. See, I like that. That's a good idea. Remember that, please.
First time I ever went to Ryan's shop, I walked in, I was like, "Dude, this sells itself," you know? Like,
well,
it's so nice in here. Yeah, Ryan's shop.
His shop was one of my inspirations, you know, among many others, like Matt Moore as well. You know, and Ryan's super fucking cool. Everybody who knows Ryan knows that. And he was like, "Hey man, if you have any questions or just need some advice," and you know, and I was just awesome. And hooked me up with his floor guy. So thank you for that. You know, I got the floor put in and everything from your dude. He hooked me up with a nice discount. And I just love the community that we have with all of our dent brethren.
100%. Yeah, I think that's helps us.
Yeah,
I think it does too, man. I hate when guys want to keep everything a secret and don't tell them how I do this. That's sort of bullshit. Nah, man, we're better if we all work together and get on the same page. Because there's nothing worse than when you have a competitor down the road who's so far off from what you're doing and what you're charging.
I've got one.
It's just wildly different. Even let alone price, just other things, just the way they do things. You know, we should all get on that same page and really work together, because we'll create stronger businesses for ourselves by working together.
100%. You know, the $75, go for it.
I quoted a retail job 2 weeks ago, and it was like $1,200. It it was a lot of dents, one like 5-inch dent. And I just said I'd do the whole job for $1,200. Guy came in, did the whole job for $300. And I was just like, how is it like glassed out, or how, like, it can't be, but sometimes I feel like customers don't care, but I don't want that customers. And that's why I was saying, you guys seem like you figured that out, dialed how to get the right customer.
Sort of. We're really trying. I mean,
we get a mix. I mean, we have a mix.
Yeah, because we get that shit too. And every now and again, we'll have a customer that went to a competitor who's maybe an old school guy that just, I try to talk with everyone in my area. I give them copies of my price guide. This is how I do things. This is what the rest of the PDR community is doing. If you would just get your old ass online and look,
Yeah.
So I try to bump them up as well. And hey, if you guys ever need anything, advice, or want to borrow some tools, let me know. So I try to be cool with everybody. And then you got, like you've mentioned before, the fucking gypsies that just ruin cars. And then I just feel bad for customers that get raked, because now it's also in the back of their mind that we might be gypsies,
Exactly.
Yep. They're scared to use a dent guy again, I think we all are after that.
That's also, I just had this conversation with a customer today about hail, because they were watching all the shit that's happening in the Midwest and all the hail that's dropping all over the place. And they're like, man, that would be great if it happened for you in this area. And I said, no, it wouldn't. She's like, what do you mean? And I said, the circus comes to town and the circus leaves. And she's like, what do you mean by that? And I said, they're going to come in here. They're going to put tents all over the place. They're going to drill holes in your car, do a shitty job. You're going to get a bad taste in your mouth, and you're never going to come back. And I'm stuck with you never coming back forever. They're gone. They've already taken your money. They're gone. I was like, I don't want it to hail here ever.
Yeah, and those people that get fucked, they just lump your business in with the rest of those fucking clowns.
Exactly.
There's one of those fucking shitty businesses that just wreck your car and take your money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No good. No bueno.
So where are you located in? What part of Fort Lauderdale is Josh asking?
The Fort Lauderdale part. What do you fucking mean? Our shop is kind of in the heart of Fort Lauderdale. I mean, we're right off the main expressway, I-95 and Oakland Park Boulevard. Pretty prominent area, very busy area.
Like 10 minutes from the beach.
Not
10
even.
minutes from downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, we're 10 minutes from everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. We got a great location.
Yeah.
What's your plans? What's your next step of where you are?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, still really setting our feet in with the PDR thing and getting the shop to where it's running nice and strong, because there's still a lot of room for improvement. There's still a lot of room to grow and gain more business, because we have 1 or 2 days a week where we may not even have a repair coming, and then that's where we just stay busy on the dealership side. So until I'm too booked up with PDR, then I'm going to move on to other services and see what I can do in that location, and then explore maybe the possibility of getting a secondary location, maybe not even like it is now, just a secondary area where I'm able to do things like paint work and whatnot, and I can add that. I just have to see what makes sense. Yeah. But right now, the main priority is PDR in this location.
When you said paint work, like, would you do like a no filler or like a smart shop almost?
Yeah,
I'm leaning towards shop,
like bumper scrapes and stuff like that, because you get people that have dents and it also scraped into their bumper. And I can fix your dents, but I can't address the bumper paint issue. And I'm like, oh well, I'll just go to a body shop that can handle it all in one. And it's like, fuck, we just lost that job. Yeah. Where if I could just have somebody that does easy spot repairs, we get a ton of that. Because there's so much of that comes through the door where people have just a little bit of minor paint work along with dents. But if you can't handle both, I'd rather drop it off at one shop that does both. Yeah. So I feel like that's an opportunity.
I think that's smart.
Yeah. 100%.
Once you get into the paint game though, with a brick and mortar, you're on the radar with like what is it called? The
OSHA.
OSHA, yeah.
Yeah, all that shit. Because where we're at, it's a small lot. It's pretty cramped. I don't have a lot of room. Whereas I know of some other shops that have like a bigger area out back, a larger space of parking and all that, and they can just call one of these mobile paint companies like a Colors on Parade, and they do their thing, and it's not part of your shop.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I would have liked to have done that. I just don't have the room. And directly behind our shop is some condominiums behind a freaking 6-foot wall. So they would be calling in no time if I started
Yeah.
spraying over there.
Yeah.
Oh, that overspray.
Yeah, so it's just not even an option in the location we're in. But it's just such a busy location. We're right off the highway. As soon as you get off the main highway, we're the first plaza you see. And on a main road, they estimate about 55,000 cars a day pass by our shop.
Wow.
So I don't want to give that up. So if anything, I would maybe get a smaller secondary location in a warehouse park nearby where I could bring some paintwork cars and have somebody work.
Nice.
That's awesome.
At least that's the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's crucial. Like seeing Ryan shop right off the freeway or a busy road, and then you're right off the freeway. Like in Arizona, I can't find a shop off of one of our freeways. It's just impossible. And the ones like the spots you can find are like $30,000 a month.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So like Arizona market for a shop, it's like if you want a good location, it's expensive.
I thought our location was expensive. We pay close to $6,000 a month, and it's only 2,100 square feet, but it's just right on that prime piece of real estate. Yeah. And I looked for a year because I wasn't settling for one of these warehouse park locations. I envisioned in my mind having a Dent Demon sign that lights up at night and a storefront with an area for my customers to lounge, and everything you see in my shop online is what I envisioned, and I wasn't going to settle for less. So it took me a year to find what I have.
Yeah.
And it's $6,000, writing that check every month is no fucking fun either.
Yeah. I'm at 9,800.
Well, you got a big location though. How many square feet?
Well, we've got right now with both. So I have the shop mostly you see online, and then I have the shop across the street. Right. So we are like 9,700 square feet.
Yeah, see, I'm 2,100 square feet. So 90-some hundred square feet where I'm at, I'd be real deep. It'd be a lot more than what you're paying.
My space across the street's really cheap. So the one I'm in, the really nice one is 4,700, which is still, and that includes the electric. So I really lucked out with that place.
Yeah, ours doesn't include electric, and we don't have that footprint you have. So you got a great space. But where I'm at, coming across a space like that is just so fucking much. I mean, you're looking at over $10,000 for a 4,000 foot location. And then on top of it, if you want to buy a location like that, you're looking at like $3 million.
Yeah, it's out of touch.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna be leasing forever.
It's out of touch, man. That someone just said to me the other day too, was like, why don't you buy? And I'm like, a $3 million loan, it's like $25,000 a month. It's unrealistic in this time. And the guy that I was talking to, he's got old money. He's got 8 or 10 places, all of them rented out. He's making a ton of money on that. And I'm like, you bought at a different time than it is now. You were buying stuff when it was 200,000 and it was somewhat graspable. At $3 million, there's no physical way I can push enough dents to pay that bill.
No, I'm 2 steps behind that deal. That's not even an option right now.
And some places, I mean, look at Andy. Andy Patrick did well. He bought right where he is.
Sure.
Different areas are different things,
Yeah, he's out there in the sticks, but he's the guy in that area.
Yeah.
Where I want to be the guy in a fucking super heavy populated tourist town. I mean, I'm in fucking Fort Lauderdale, Revenge of the Nerds, man. You remember that? It's a popular, busy fucking city. So I mean,
Arizona is one of the biggest. Phoenix is one of the biggest cities, top 5 biggest cities in the country. Mm-hmm. And there's only 7 million people here. In Florida, there's 28 million people there.
Yeah.
It's just like when I looked that up at MTE, I was like, that's insane. You know,
when you're targeting your audience and it does that little 25-mile square radius, half of that is ocean for me. So the other half is just so cramped with fucking people.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's very, very densely populated.
Where can people find you on social media?
Well, obviously on Instagram, the _Dent_Demon, and then on Facebook, just the Dent Demon. Not hard to find. I'm the only one out there that's representing evil, I guess.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on, even though we had the Facebook fun today, but it's been fun to get your story and your passion, and you guys will be fine. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Grace will figure it out, and
I think you guys are killing it.
you'll be
Yeah,
just
no,
fine.
it'll be fine.
I mean, we're trying, and thank you for inviting me on, Ryan. I really appreciate it.
Definitely. Well, you guys have a great night. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for
Again,
having us.
yeah, thanks for having us, and thanks for everybody that's listening and watching. Appreciate you guys, and we're out.
You guys have a fantastic night, and thanks again.
Thank you. You too, guys.
Have a
See
good
ya.
night.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
It was good. And like I said, I have to apologize. There are a shit ton of people commenting on Facebook. I got to figure it out. Sorry. But no, it was a good show. He's doing it right. It's,
Sure.
it's
He said his shop's been open a year,
yeah.
and he has 168 reviews in that 1 year. None before. He's killing it.
Yeah. He'll be fine.
You know
what I mean?
His shop looks good too. Like from what I've
Well,
seen.
I think
on
the other thing
Instagram.
that I think he has is Grace up front, because she was a police officer for so long.
Yeah.
They
She
know how to
knows
read
to-
people.
Yep.
You know
That's
what I mean?
huge.
So I think that helps. And Derek's a hell of a tech, and he
Yeah.
does a nice job. So I think they'll be fine. Just waiting for you to get a shop, Alex. Quit being
I know.
puss.
It's coming.
I've been saying that for Prang for I don't know how long. I was like, when are you going to open this shop, man?
Praying. He did open a shop, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't talked to him, to be honest with you. I'm sorry, Prang. He was in here earlier.
Praying's a good dude.
But it's exciting. It's exciting to see how the industry is changing.
Yep.
There's still the hail guys, there's still the wholesale guys, there's still the retail guys. So it's been fun. Well, I'm gonna go to bed.
I'm gonna go eat dinner.
You have a great night, everybody. Thanks for dealing with my shenanigans with Facebook, and it's really not the Ginger Bros' fault, but it was fun to blame somebody.
Don't tell him that.
But you guys have a fantastic night. Keep it real. And Alex,
See you
I'll
guys.
talk to you later. See you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Dent Digest. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. For more information or to connect with your hosts, find them on social media at RPS Dent Specialist and at Arizona Paintless Dent Repair. If you found value in today's episode, please share with others. And until next time, this has been the Dent Digest Podcast.